guys, today we are going to be listening to some experts on a topic that I have really found interesting lately, which is learning to enjoy the process of what we're doing. I know I've always been very goal-oriented, wanting to get to that final point, but what if we stopped and actually enjoyed the process of what we're working towards? How much would that change our lives and how we're seeing what we're doing? Might as well give it a shot.
The actual making of a film, the day-to-day going to work, the construction of a film, has always been my favorite thing. I like making a film much more than I like watching them. I do, and even the ones I'm in. I really love the coming together with a whole bunch of people, having an idea on paper, and everyone's an expert at what they do, and you're off on this journey. You got ideas, but then you just let it go and see what it can become. I love the making. That's when I'm happiest, is when I'm making a film or telling a story, the day-to-day. And more so than watching them, really. Look, I kind of defined that for myself about 4 years ago. Process, stay in process. Head down, in process, stay in your bubble. And when it's over, be that fulfillment. Notice when I started noticing that fulfillment of it, I just finished. Well, that's enough. That's it. I don't know if it's even coming out. I don't know what it's going to turn in. Man, I hope we got it, and I hope the director put something good together, but I don't know. Nothing I can do about that. All I know is this experience that I just said, go have the experience, McConaughey. And if I can love this experience, and at the end of it, I'm like, may never even hear that film again. May never even know that story again. It may be gone. May find out that all the negatives got fried, the x-ray machine, there is no film, but that's okay. I had an experience there. When I got selfish for that experience, when I got that process, enjoying that process, the day-to-day architecture of making a movie and creating a role, that's when I've been the happiest. And more results have come that way in an odd way. Yes. You know? But I just saw, when I started really approaching them as, this is a finite thing and this is just that experience. Other than that, I'm not producing this thing. I'm not the one editing it. I don't know what it's going to be.
You've got to fall in love with the process, not the outcome. Fall in love with the process, not the outcome. If you think about anything in your life that you've really been successful at, something that comes naturally to you, it could be making great meals, it could be cooking, it could be working out, it could be running a business, it could be selling, it could be coaching, it could be whatever it is that you just feel in your zone when you're doing that thing. And I have a question for you. Are you in love with the process of doing that thing? Or are you in love with the result? See, most of us, when we get started in a new domain, we want results in something like, okay, I want to lose 20 pounds, or I want to gain muscle, or I want, a partner that loves me for who I am, or I want a 7-figure business. Whatever it is, we're focused on the result. Okay, but the problem is, you get to the result through the process. And the people who are effortlessly successful in a certain domain, whether it's in your domain or the domain that you want to be better in, they became obsessed with the process. They became obsessed with the process. So when a coach comes to me and he says, Greg, I'm not getting enough clients, I want to have a full client roster. The question is, how can we help this person love the process of marketing and selling? If they don't love the process of marketing and selling, of experimenting, of trying things, of making offers, they're not going to get the full client roster. So even though that's seductive right now for them, what we have to do is figure out, how can you fall in love with the process? Focus on the process, that's what you control. Don't focus on the outcome.
If I had to give advice to somebody to have success in any field, not just entrepreneurship, in any field, you look at the people who have the most success in any field, they enjoy the process. And too many people are attached just to the outcome. If you want to make a blockbuster hit, if you want to make a successful movie, you have to enjoy the process of making movies. As an entrepreneur, if you want to have a successful product, you want to have a great service that's making a lot of money, you want to have a huge business, whatever you define as huge or successful, then you need to enjoy the process of the work that you're doing on a day-to-day basis. And not everything is going to be amazing. You're going to have down days, but net, you have to enjoy what you're doing. You have to wake up and look forward to the day that is ahead. And too many entrepreneurs are spending 80 to 90% of their time doing stuff that they're not good at, that they don't want to be good at, that they hate because they feel they need to do it to grow their business, and only 10 to 20% of their time on the stuff that they can be genius level at. And you will not have success in any endeavor if you're only spending 10 to 20% of your time or less on the stuff that you have the potential to be the best in the world at and that you enjoy. If your goal is just to make a lot of money and you'll do whatever it takes just to make that amount of money, you'll never get there because you don't enjoy the work. Where the secret to success is enjoying the day-to-day grind because it doesn't feel like a grind, it feels enjoyable.
Success requires the boring, repetitive, mundane things that you do every single day that only improve you 0.0001%. That build up over a period of time that creates success, right? It's like if I showed you guys the day of my life, you know, it might be cool for the first day, but I'll show you again tomorrow and then the day after that and be like, hey, that's pretty boring. You know, like it's not, you know, it's just the same things I do every day that over time produce the results. But you said something that also is at the root cause of it. Part of what creates this problem is being attached to results instead of the process and the journey. Because when you're so fixated on the results, then when you're not seeing the result fast enough, then you get discouraged and you're going to give up or you're going to try something new. Ironically, if you learn to love and enjoy the process, the results will follow. So for example, if you want to lose weight and your goal, okay, I got to be at this weight, and whenever people set goals, they always set oftentimes more unrealistic goals. They over project, hey, I want to lose 30 pounds in 30 days, right? And it's achievable. You know, there's people that have done that, but you know, if that's the result, you're going to go to the gym. You're going to feel sore the next day. You might, you know, see some immediate progress in a way, but after a few weeks, you're not, you know, if you don't achieve the goal, you're not seeing it fast enough, then you're going to think there's something wrong with the program or what you're doing. You're going to try something new. If you instead just learn to enjoy going to the gym, you're not doing it for the results. You're doing it because you enjoy it. It makes you feel good. You're being active. You know, you maybe listen to music or a podcast when you're doing it. You just feel good about yourself and you enjoy the process of just eating healthy and taking good care of yourself. As time goes on, you will achieve that goal and you will be healthier, you'll be more fit, and the same way in business. And that's why I think the criteria of having interest or passion is helpful, because if you enjoy it, it's not going to feel like, you know, a job. It's not going to, you know, you're not going to care necessarily about the results because you're going to benefit just by doing it. And for me, that's kind of how I felt with Project Life Mastery is I was sharing things that I enjoyed, that whether or not I made money from it didn't matter. Whether or not anyone even watched it didn't matter, because I found that I had gathered and developed all this information in myself, but I was just keeping it myself. By me sharing it, it would actually, similar to journaling, you don't really achieve a result by journaling, but you do it because it helps you in different ways. And that's kind of how I felt about creating content online. And as a result of that, as a result of just helping people and me sharing, the followers came, the money came, all that followed. And now for me, I don't really focus too much on making a certain amount of money. I focus just on adding value. And I know through adding value that the money will follow from that, just the process.
I love the process of the work. I love the grind. I love the climb. You know, I love the idea of getting to buying the jets more so than buying the jets. It's the process. To delegate out what I love would defeat the purpose. Of course, I want to spend as much time with my family as possible, but that would be lying to my soul if I didn't do what I want to do. And what I want to do for a living is build organizations, build companies, create commerce, be a salesman, be a guidance counselor, HR character, social commentate and put out content. I would suffocate if I couldn't put out the work that's needed to accomplish the things that I want. The problem, young entrepreneur, especially when you're a young entrepreneur, is people want stuff, right? They want the bling bling here, right? They want the cool ass kicks. They want the car, they want the jet, not the jets. They want stuff. I don't want stuff. I want the sweat and the pain and the gratitude and the, happiness that comes along with the work. I want the work. I don't want the stuff.
All right, so if you want to achieve your goals, don't focus on them. That goes against everything we've ever said about goals, right? Everything everyone ever talks about goals is you pick out what it is you want to do You set your goals, you write them down, you stay focused on them, you check your list over and over again, you come back to it, and that's how you achieve your goals. Well, I have learned over the course of my life and watching other people and studying other things that that is not the way to achieve goals. We all talk about setting goals, but we don't talk that much about how do you actually achieve goals. We set goals for ourselves, but our goals are things that are outside of our control. Whatever it is you want to achieve in your life, if you're a student and you want to get an A in a class, that's outside of your control. You don't get to write A's on all of your papers. You have a teacher who's going to grade those papers. You have a teacher who's going to give you assignments. Somebody else is setting the curriculum. Somebody else is grading you. You don't control what your grade is. If you want to be the world's best salesman, you don't get to make all the sales yourself. You don't get to do both sides of the transaction. You got to recruit customers into your life. Goals require you to have the participation of other people. Therefore, they are outside of your control. So if you spend too much time focusing on your goals, you never achieve them. Behaviors, by contrast, are things that you alone can do. It doesn't take a parent, a teacher, a coach, a friend, a neighbor, a spouse, a child. It doesn't require anyone else. You alone can do behaviors, and behaviors are the things that you focus on in order to achieve your goals. You control what you control, and when you focus on the part that's in your control, which are your behaviors, you tend to achieve your goals. So how does this work? The way that I do it in my life, when I set a goal for myself, I make a goal, and I'll say, whatever it is, I want to lose 10 pounds. So then I immediately look and I say, behaviors are very short term. I only believe that I can control my behaviors for 7 days. That's it. So when I set a goal, I say, what can I do today that's going to help me get closer to that goal? What can I do tomorrow that's going to help me get closer to that goal? And what can I do this week that's going to get me closer to that goal? Today, tomorrow, and this week. I write things down in those 3 categories and plan out how I'm going to go after the goals that I have in my life. And that gets me focused on my behaviors. And I know that if I focus on my behaviors day after day, I keep myself motivated day after day. I feel good about what I've done because I say, I did this, I did that, I did that. I'm not worried about the goal. I'm not worried about how much I weigh. I'm not worried about how many sales I've made. I'm not worried about anything that's outside of my control. I'm focused 100% on the part that's in my control. If you want to achieve your goals, don't focus on them. If you want to achieve your goals, you have to focus on the behaviors that are the building blocks that get you to your goals. Thank you very much.
I hope this video today helped. If you like what you're seeing, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, keep pushing your potential and stay inspired. Bye.